How's it going, everyone? My name's Nick.
I'm Bianca.
We're with the EB Group, and for this week's video, we're going to be talking about the down payment assistance programs. So what we're going to talk about specifically is the CalHFA program, and CalHFA stands for the California Housing Finance Agency. And what they do is they offer several different programs for down payment assistance, and now these programs are maybe the down payments for certain people can be kind of like a difficult hurdle for some people, especially first-time home buyers, but these programs are going to help you out tremendously. They are considered subordinate or secondary clauses, and what that means is that they're more like a silent loan. So when you take out these loans from the CalHFA, they're actually more of like a deferred payment. So you don't have to worry about paying them off until you either 1, sell your home, 2, refinance, or 3, end up paying off the original first mortgage.
So the different types of programs that they do have is the FHA, the VA, and the conventional, which the percentage is to like 3%, 4% with a $10,000 down payment. It does not apply for the down payment for the firefighters, school employees.
You're a school employee, work in the fire department, or even if it's your first time home buying, that $10,000 cap will not apply to you. And we'll have a link in the description to the MyHome program website that you can just check that out for the more specifics on the type of loan and the percentage and the cap. So there are certain requirements that you have to meet in order to apply for this CalHFA down payment assistance program. One being that you can't actually apply directly. You need to be linked up with a private lender. And once that is done, then they're going to check a certain credit score, that you have a certain credit score, credit limit, your income requirements. You're going to need to go through an education program that Ali is going to talk about later. You're going to need to be a first-time home buyer, and that's a little bit of a kind of a gray area where a first-time home buyer can obviously either be it's your first time, or you can actually, if it's your first time buying a home in 3 years, you haven't purchased a home in 3 years, you can also qualify as a first-time home buyer that way. And so Ali's going to talk about some of the requirements.
Yeah, and as Nick was mentioning, CalHFA really prioritizes buyer education. So this is a program that not everyone has, and it's very important to know what you're getting into. And CalHFA makes it actually a requirement to take a special course. We can provide a link if you guys are interested in reading more about it. But basically, just one of the occupying residents at the time is required to take the course. Not everyone has to take it, but one of the occupying members will have to take that course just to know what you're getting into and know all the ins and outs of this program.
Yes, as a first-time home buyer, you might, when you listen to this video, and I'm pretty sure, if you're listening to this video, that means that you're interested in what we are saying on how down payment assistance programs work. Education is important. When you're purchasing your property, you gotta understand the process, and while getting you pre-approved, your lender should be telling you step by step, what you need to do to get yourself pre-approved or qualify for down payment assistance, right? Right, Priscilla?
Right. Yeah, so they really, with the CalHFA, they require you to do some certain classes. They're critical. It's a requirement so that they can counsel you or educate you on buying your first home, right? This is a huge investment for them as well, so they want to make sure that this first-time buyer knows everything they're going to get themselves into as far as their finances and what can go on a home, right?
Right. And in reality, these programs that we're talking about, those are made for you, to make it possible for you and your family to become a homeowner, right? We have many cases, since we've been doing this for a while, we have many cases of, families that were not able, in their minds, right? They were not able to purchase their home because they were not financially strong, not as strong, right? So what I want to say is that even if you don't have down payment or the money that you need to purchase a home right now, you never know. There might be a program that might be able to be applied to you for you to be able to become a homeowner, right? So do you remember Roberto?
Yes, I remember Roberto. So Roberto needed assistance, with this down payment, and it was his first time buying a house. So he came to us, asked us, and we referred him to a lender that could get him his first time home buyer, program. And from there, step by step, helped him, buy his first house.
Yeah, so you never know, right? It's good to have that, as a first-time home buyer, have that home buying consultation, right? Which we can help you with, right? You just have to schedule it with us, and then talk about all these requirements that you might not know, but you might learn, from that time when you come over to us for a first-time home buyer consultation, and they go from there. You never know. You might be able to be a homeowner, and have your family in a house that belongs to you, right, Priscilla?
Right. Yeah, the requirements are not much for the first-time home buyers. They make it pretty easy. You have to take that class. Then the FICO scores as well. Like Roberto thought his credit, he didn't know what his credit was like, and it wasn't that bad. I think you need a minimum of 640 to 680 depending on what your finances are, right? So you don't need, some people think that they don't qualify or they can't afford it or their credit is bad, but you never know.
You never know. It's not that crazy, and again, on regards to the credit scores and the requirements, we're gonna leave that part to the lender. We're not the lenders. We know about this because we've been doing this for many years, right? And we have learned through experience. But at the end of the day, we have to communicate with the lender for them to tell you exactly, what the credit score is, right? I think right now it's like 640, right? What makes you qualify for those down payment assistance programs, and then your income, your credit score. Your income, your debt to income ratio is important as well. But we're gonna leave those things to your lender.
Another thing about the homes need to be in a good condition, especially for down payment assistance, right?
That is right. Yes.
Yeah, a lot of clients think that they can purchase a home that is like in the lower price range, but the property needs like a whole lot of work, and the FHA, if you're doing CalHFA or FHA, they're not gonna, qualify that home. It needs to be in a very great condition for them to give you the assistance for that home.
Right, which is a good thing. Those government programs are protecting you as a home buyer. They want to make sure that you don't go into a house and it burns the next day, right? So electrical issues, even a broken window, it's a little bit more restrictive. So it's good that you learn, and that's why part of the requirements in this programs is that you get educated on what you are applying for.
So Ever or Priscilla, I have a buyer that I'm working with he's a little bit curious. He's not just looking in California, he's looking in other states to buy, and he wants to use this the down payment assistance program. Is this available in other states, or?
Different states, they have different programs. I would say to talk to a lender in that specific state, right? Texas, even it's a government program, but every state has different rules, different programs. So yeah, I think it's better to check with that lender in that state, right? And
what about if you have a client that is from, let's say, Texas, he has a house over there and he wants to purchase over here, can they still qualify for the down payment assistance program if it's been more than 2-3 years that they bought?
My quick answer will be no, because they are already a homeowner, right? These programs are for for people, first-time home buyers who want to become a homeowner. But again, every state has different rules. I would say talk to a lender and find out from the lender, right? The lenders are the ones who are doing this on a daily basis, so they should be updated with, what's allowed, what's not allowed, right?
Okay.
If he's currently living in Texas and owns the home, then I would say, he's probably not eligible. But again, talk to the private lender. They'll have the more specific answer for you guys.
Right. You know, one of the questions that we get a lot is, and maybe that's one of the reasons why they don't come over to see if they qualify for down payment assistance, is a credit score, right? As we said, you know, the minimum right now I think is 640, and it changes over time depending on the market and the economy situation. So I believe 640 is what it is right now.
640 up to 680 even, and it kind of depends on a combination of your obviously your credit score and then also your income limits, things like that. And again, it all comes back to discussing this with your private lender, because he'll find the right combination of credit score and income limits to find you the correct amount.
Right. Debt to income ratio too, you know, so if you owe too much, obviously there is not going to be so much room for you to get a loan, right? So that's another thing, another factor that the lenders are going to be considering when you apply for it.
So another question is if, because we have a lot of people that bought in 2008, 2009, they lost their homes and they're trying to buy again. Some may have had short sales, some may have been lost. Obviously, if it was repossessed more than 10 years ago, then you can be a first-time buyer again, right? What about if you did it about 2-3 years ago, if you lost your home at that time?
Yeah. That's a good question, right?
Yeah, I would say if you're not actually the owner of the home, maybe you're renting, and it's been over 3 years, then you're definitely qualified again as a new home buyer, a first-time home buyer.
Right. Yeah, so that's one of the requirements. If you are not, and that has to be clear, because that's always, you know, the doubt, or what is it? You know, if it's been 2 years that I lost my house, am I qualified for down payment assistance? No, you have to be 3 years that you are not a homeowner to be able to qualify for these programs.
Okay, I have another one. I have another one that a client asked me, I helped someone purchase a home and now it's been 2-3 years. I want to buy another home. I want to help someone else buy a home. So can they be a first-time buyer?
That's a good question. What do you think, Nick?
If they're in combination with the other homeowner, then I would say no. Again, always go back to your private lender, but in general, I think you have to be the sole owner and the sole occupant of the new resident to be the first-time home owner.
Right. Okay. You know, if you are a lender in the area here in California, what in South Bay, don't be shy. Maybe bring those answers to our comments here below. This is actually a really good question. You know, if you are a first-time homeowner, right, but you need to be consigned by your brother, your sister, and they already have a home, or anyone else who have already a home, am I going to be able to take advantage of those first-time homeowner programs or not? You know, we have to hear from those lenders, right? You have to check with that lender if you qualify for first time.
I think it would also matter if you're on the title, right? Like if you're on the title.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Let's check.
Or if you're just on the loan.
Any questions that we didn't answer just now, there's always the comment section below. You know, you guys, please, if you have any questions we didn't answer, leave them in the comments. We're going to respond to them right away. And we'd love to hear from you guys.
Yes, absolutely. Do you guys have any other questions?
No, just reach out to us if you have questions. We're interested as well if we don't know. Yeah, we definitely want to know. We know a lot of them, but there's always a new question that we're like,
things are always changing with the programs.
Absolutely.
On that too.
Yeah. And you know, again, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget, subscribe to our channel. Bam! Smash this button. Follow us on social media. We are in Facebook, Instagram. What else?
TikTok.
TikTok.
Yeah. TikTok.
And YouTube, right? YouTube, check those videos. You may learn something from them, right? And we're here. Our office is in Gardena. So if you have any questions, let us know. You always find a way to reach us out.